And welcome back. With more and more of us video chatting more than ever before, it seems like life has just become one big video chat. Don't we know it? But let me ask this philosophical question. Are we really connecting by chatting this way?
We're going to find out. Here to break down the good, the bad, and let's be real, sometimes the ugly, is relationship expert Jessica O'Reilly. And Jess, let's begin with some of the pros, because I can say I have never felt more connected to my girlfriends than right now, because we have these weekly chats. Sometimes we had months go by before all of us got together.
Yeah, that's so true. So the reality of video chat is that it's more convenient. And so the frequency of connection goes up. And there's research to show that it's more intimate than the phone. And research also shows that cooperation is higher on group video chats than on phone calls. However, it does take longer to develop trust.
All right. What about emotionally? Because, I mean, this is not all great. I mean, it's great that we can still stay somewhat connected thanks to FaceTime and Zoom and that sort of thing. But a lot of people, Jess, are finding it emotionally taxing, taking one video call after another.
Yes, we are starting to wonder, could that video call have just been an email? And so we do realize that this is emotionally taxing for many of us. So you have to work harder on a video chat to pick up on all of the nonverbal cues that you're seeing on screen. And it's not always perfectly clear, as we know, with all of our Wi-Fi very taxed. So that work to pick up on those cues can be emotionally draining. There's also this incongruity between what you think is happening, so you feel as though you're together, but you're not physically together, and that dissonance can be really exhausting as well. The other thing we know is that there are, awkward delays, and research shows that those awkward pauses and delays can make us perceive the people on the other end as less friendly and less trustworthy. And in real life conversation, we have a little bit of silence, we have pauses, and it helps to, maintain the connection. But on video, some of us, I can speak for myself, certainly, we try and fill the dead air because we're uncomfortable with the silence, and then the conversation can feel, a little bit vapid.
Oh, don't we know it? Jeff and I know a thing or two about delays over the last several weeks. All right, let's talk about this, because some people are feeling very self-conscious, more so on a video chat than in person.
Oh, absolutely. Because, you, first of all, you're experts at being on the screen. But for many people, it feels very self-conscious to know that people are looking at us. So it's this two-way mirror. In addition to that, you can see yourself on screen. And there's this feeling of voyeurism that we're not all comfortable with, right? So you're welcoming people into your home. Maybe you're self-conscious about your backdrop. If you're like me, you're making sure you're moving everything around. And that feels very stressful. Not everybody's into the voyeurism of it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I just recently learned that Zoom has a feature, Jess. It's called Make Me Look Better. Apparently, it's an option you can bring down from a menu bar. I think we need that for the studio cameras at work. But you talk about the visual cues.
You guys are looking pretty good.
Are we missing the visual? Oh, well, bless you. Thank you. Are we missing the visual cues from others because we're so concerned about how we're looking during our Zoom calls, though?
Yeah, certainly. It can be very distracting. And oftentimes you have the option with different platforms to move your video off screen. So that's what I tend to do, so that I can focus on what you're saying and focus on you, as opposed to, checking my eyeliner. Did I get those wingtips even? Which can be a distraction for many people.
All right. So what are some more solutions to make this new reality a little less painful?
Well, first and foremost, don't assume that everything needs to be a video call. I know that some people are craving that connection, but you don't have to do it throughout the day with all of your business contacts. So as you said, Carolyn, you're enjoying staying connected to your friends, and that's amazing, probably because there's less pressure and you already know them. So I mentioned that the research shows that it takes longer to develop trust over video versus in person, but you already have that trust. You have that foundation. So perhaps reserve the video calls for the people that you already have a relationship with, as opposed to trying to form new relationships. The other things that I see working with some clients is they're separating platforms for work versus pleasure. So they're using one piece of software for work and one for pleasure, so it doesn't all feel like work. I know people who are choosing to have their camera on when there's a big group meeting, but maybe being a little bit off screen, not centering themselves, or if you're having a social call, not feeling that it has to be that focused eye contact the whole time. I can have a video call while I'm making dinner, or while I'm organizing, or while I'm doing something else. So we still have a little bit more connection than the phone, but not the pressure to be staring in your eyes for that prolonged period of time.
I hear you. I do have to work on not looking at my face and seeing where I need to pluck. That's a problem. Because I get myself out of the chat by staring at the work I need to do on my face. All right, Jess, great ideas, great chat as always.